this precious day, for those gathered here and those far away, for the time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for the old and young, for times of wonder, joy and fun, for all we give as we grow and live. Oh, we give thanks for the old and young.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Amherst. I'm Reverend Michelle Buhite, and I'm the minister of this congregation. We are so glad that you have chosen to worship with us this morning. Please see our website and our weekly update for ways to connect and grow your soul. Today's service will be the last one led by our Ministerial Intern Kristina Church. Kristina is completing a 2-year internship with us and prepares to move into ministry in the wider Unitarian Universalist world. Our opening words this morning come to us from Unitarian Universalist minister George Kimmich Beach. Everything begins on the verge of awareness. The dawn is not, and then is. Sleep is, and then is not. In between is the awakening. The passage of thin light between breaks open the day. The passage of thin sound between flows into the day. Too soon the numbing rumble of traffic swells, the day glares. Let the soft haze hang again across the row of morning. Wait upon the narrow moment, the first awareness of being in between. Live days and seasons on the thin edge of dawn, in praise that every single thing begins now.
Oh, hi everyone. It's Dave Kofke, chair of the Board of Trustees, and I'm here to tell you that the annual meeting of the congregation is coming up. It's going to be held on June 14th at noon. Before I tell you more about that, I'd like to show you this calculator that my dad made when I was a little boy. It's pretty neat how it works. So you turn it on right here, like that, and it makes the light go on. And if you want to see how to add, say, 7 plus 7, or 7 plus 5, let's say, you set it there, and you see the little light here. Tells you what the sum is, and it's equal to 12. So you can go up to like 9 plus 3. That's also equal to 12. That's pretty interesting. It's actually a 3-function calculator. It does addition. Take this off, and it turns into a multiplication tool. So you have 9 times 3, and you see that that's equal to 27. Okay, we also have one for subtraction. So that's pretty neat. The other thing I kind of like about this, it's got my phone number on it from when I was a little kid. And what's really cool is that is still my phone number as of today. So, all right, so fun fact. All right, so other things about the meeting. So at the meeting, we're going to be talking about the budget. We've got to vote on the budget for the coming year. We've got to do some elections, the Board of Trustees, the Nominating Committee, and the Endowment Trust. And the other thing that we'll be doing is voting on a change to the charter for the Endowment Trust, because there's a little bit of a discrepancy between the way they choose trustees and the way the board, or I should say the bylaws of the church say that we should choose trustees. So we have to resolve that, and it turns out that it's going to be easier if we do it just by changing the Endowment Trust charter. So we're proposing that as well. So all of this is detailed to you in an email that I've written up and is made available to you, again, through email, as well as in the various publications that we have in the church. So please check those out for additional information. If you have any questions or other things, hopefully you know how to reach me or other members of the board, and you'll be able to get those questions answered as things approach. We have distributed the budget, so if you have questions about that, and we've had some already, please feel free to write to me or Karen about that. So it's really important that you show up at this meeting. It's a virtual meeting, and we'll be sending details about how to do that. But we need a quorum to be there to make sure that we can do the things we need to do. So please make sure you tune in using the information that'll be sent to you. All right, thanks, and I'll be seeing you online, I guess.
As we light the chalice and fully embrace the sacred space created here this morning, please hold in your hearts the Unitarian Universalist principle which calls upon us to respect the interdependent web of all existence, of which we are a part. Today, we remember those, human and non-human, who share this earth with us no longer. We bear witness to their lives and the role they have played in ours. We pay homage to and make stronger that web which connects us all.
It's been said that Unitarian Universalism is the religion that puts its faith in you, trusting each individual to engage in the spiritual journey and to reach our own conclusions about spiritual matters. We do that in beloved community as we support one another in faith and friendship. In that spirit, this congregation has created a covenant, a sacred promise of how we aspire to be with one another. I invite you to join me in speaking the words of our covenant. Together we promise to gather in compassionate community, to celebrate diversity of thought and unity of spirit, and to seek wholeness for ourselves, our children, and our world.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Normally, I say, watch where I get the story, in case you want to make it part of your work, but I can't do that today. This is a pretty color. Kind of, I don't know. What do you think it is? Kind of reminds me of spring. Emma, does it remind you of anything?
Lime.
Limes. Limes are kind of springy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Could be maybe it's green. You think maybe our green promise?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. This is all we need to begin.
Here is two sisters and their brother, and they are super excited. For years, they have heard about the cabin in the woods from their mom. Their mom and her sister used to go there when she was little, and this year they are going too. Sure, Mom is going to have to work during the day, but their aunt will be taking them swimming and boating and for hikes And at night, they'll all be able to be together to have s'mores and campfires and watch the fireflies and the stars. They get to the cabin, and it is everything they have been told. They're having so much fun. But then it started to rain, and it rained, and it rained, and it rained. A cold rain. But the worst happened after Aunt slipped and twisted her ankle, and she had to stay in bed. First, the kids played well together inside, but then they started to feel bored and cooped up. One day, the sisters decided that they were going to have a tea party without their brother. The next day, their brother refused to let them share Jack's. Everyone was grumpy and short with each other, and it all came to a head the next day. They were working on a puzzle, and everyone for some reason got mad, and there was yelling. Their aunt came hobbling in. She says, "Kids, stop being bucket dippers." The kids looked at her all perplexed. Bucket dippers? What's that? Their aunt says, "Your mom never told you about your invisible bucket?" And they're like, "No." Everyone carries an invisible bucket inside. Your bucket has one purpose, to hold your good thoughts and feelings about yourself. You feel very happy and good when your bucket is full, and you feel very sad and lonely when your bucket is empty. And other people feel the same way too. Now sometimes when you're sad and lonely and you have an empty bucket, you think you can fill your own bucket by dipping into someone else's. But that doesn't work. You never fill your own bucket when you dip into someone else's. So you can bucket dip, or you could bucket fill. When you're being a bucket filler, you say and do kind things that make people feel special. When you make someone feel special, you're filling a bucket. But when you dip into a bucket, you take out the good feelings. And you dip into a bucket when you make fun of someone, when you say or do mean things, or even when you ignore someone. That's being a bucket dipper. But guess what? When you fill someone else's bucket, you fill your own bucket. You feel good when you help others feel good. So it's better when you feel sad to be a bucket filler and not a bucket dipper. You fill a bucket when you show love to someone, when you say or do something kind, or even when you give someone a smile. So next time you feel sad, why don't you think about something you can do to make the other people feel better, and you'll feel better too. So all day long we're either filling up or dipping into each other's buckets by what we say and what we do. One sister says, "So we can tell people we love them, that would be a bucket filler." Yes, it could. You know how you know when you've filled someone's bucket, says Aunt? Watch for the smile to light up your face, and then you'll know. That's a clue that you've filled their bucket. So let's think of some things that we can do. We can share. Yes, what else? We can listen. We can be kind. We can take turns. Yep, we can take turns. We can help and be polite. We can even compliment each other and include others. We can say hi to a stranger. Yes. We can invite someone to play with us. We could write a thank you note to our teacher. Yeah, I bet your teacher would like that a lot, said the aunt. We can call Grandpa and Grandma. Yep, I bet Grandpa and Grandma would love that. Bucket filling is easy and fun to do. It doesn't matter how young and old you are, it doesn't cost any money, and it doesn't take much time. And remember, when you fill someone else's bucket, you fill your own bucket too. I wonder which part of this story you like best. I wonder where you might be in this story. I wonder which of our Unitarian Universalist promises this story reminds you of. I wonder what the kids' names are. I wonder what the aunt's name is. So normally I'd end by putting away the story and showing you where to find it on the shelf. We're going to skip that today.
Today, we hold in our hearts all those who are suffering around the world, those who are ill, those who are alone, those who are hungry and in need, those who have lost hope. We hold in love and in care all those in this community whose hearts are heavy with sorrow this morning. And we celebrate with all those among us whose hearts are dancing in joy. And on this Memorial Day weekend, we remember and celebrate the lives of those who have gone before us, especially those who served with honor in our armed forces. We honor and give thanks for all of their lives and for their service and for their sacrifices. We remember Leonard Robert Mann, father of Phil Mann, who served in the Army during World War II. We remember Paul Serrallo, father of Maria Serrallo, Army veteran during World War II. We remember David Southall, father of Devon Southall, a Vietnam veteran drafted into Army service and recipient of a Purple Heart. We remember Colonel Herman Kuhn, father of Karen Thompson, an Army veteran, and Chief Ron Saika, life partner of Karen Thompson for his service in the U.S. Navy during the Vietnam War. We remember and grieve for Danny Donnellan, nephew of Virginia Snyder, an Army veteran killed in action during the Vietnam War. We remember George Harding Pierce, grandfather of Carolyn Evans, who served in the Navy during World War II. We remember Matthew Francis Connolly Jr., father of Kim Diana Connolly, and grandfather of Tate and Simon, who served in the U.S. Army during the Korean War. We remember Howard Luckenbach, father of Ellen Mumma, a Navy veteran, and John Stalker, grandfather of Ellen Mumma, also a Navy veteran. We remember them and their service with grateful hearts. Spirit of life, hold all those who are connected to this congregation, its deeply and intricately connected, interdependent web. Hold all of us in love and in health and in safety today. And help us to know that we are not alone, even now, but are a part of that web of connection and community that extends to all beings who live on our planet and all who have ever shared themselves with this earth, now and always. Amen.
If we were gathered together in our beloved chapel, this would be the moment when the ushers would come forward and the offering baskets would be passed. We can do that here, virtually. Just go to our website, uuamherst.org, and click on the giving link. And take this opportunity to listen and watch this music video created by the Unitarian Universalist Church of Kent, Ohio, with their children's choir singing a brand new song by my friend Hal Walker. Enjoy.
You've got a light inside you. Go on your way in peace. So shine that light, the light inside you. Go on your way in peace. The world is waiting.
here we are at the end of my internship. It's hard to know just what to say to sum it all up. It's hard to understand just how we should mark this moment in time. We've been together during a tumultuous, a momentous time period. We could actually say it's been historic. In fact, I began my time in seminary with another historic moment, the election of Donald Trump. Our class was one of the largest that Meadville has had in years, and folks in the UU world have been calling it the Trump bump. While many of these folks ended up leaving before we got to the finish line, our time in seminary has been marked by a sense of urgency about the times that we're living through. And in fact, we ended last weekend Meadville Lombard Theological School's 175th graduating class in what I can say with confidence is the strangest and most unique graduation ceremony the school has ever experienced. An online ceremony conducted, of course, over Zoom. And this is part of a very strange pattern in my life. Every time I go to graduate school, weird stuff happens at the beginning and at the end of my studies. Like last time when I began my Master's of Social Work degree at Columbia University in New York City in September 2001. Yes, right at the beginning of my social work studies was 9/11. And what ended it on the very last day of my very last time in New York was the power blackout that affected the entire East Coast. And so, for the good of the world, I should probably make a promise right here and now that I don't plan to pursue any more master's degrees. Believe me, it's the last thing on my mind right now. I've been thinking about the ways that our individual experiences, like mine here at UU Amherst, become part of the official story of a particular time and a particular place, or the way that memory and history relate to one another. And scholars from Toni Morrison to Michael Foucault have written about the tension between memory, which is specific and visceral and personal and flowing, and history, on the other hand, which is crystallized and generalized and supposedly objective. The ways that those two hold each other in tension. You see, history sees those great public events as the main story, while memory often retains feelings, conversations, and small moments between people, moments that can be timeless. And when I think about those small moments, I realize that this is where my ministry tends to live. Maybe that's why I'm struggling so much with this time of physical distancing, because we really don't have those small moments anymore. We have moments on Zoom where everyone's talking and everyone's together and everything's being recorded. And then we have moments where everyone's alone in their homes. But those little moments in the kitchen or in the parking lot don't really exist anymore, and I'm struggling with that. Those kinds of things never really make it into the official record of what happened, but those are moments that can change lives and change relationships and change communities. So what I'll choose to remember about my time at UU Amherst is not just the public moments, like the beautiful holiday worship services that I was lucky to participate in alongside Reverend Michelle, and not just the meetings I attended or the curricula that I got to facilitate here. Not even the glorious snafus, like my first worship service when the laptop with my slides suddenly stopped working. No, what I will remember most is the times that you were kind and encouraging to me. And the times also when you gave me thoughtful critique. The times that you took a moment to write and say that something I said or wrote about touched you in some way. And the times you pointed out factual errors in my research. The times that you risked vulnerability in sharing a part of your heart with me. And the times when we had to work things through together. The times that we explored new ideas about climate justice and came away changed. And also the times when you wondered, out loud or not, whether I even knew what the heck I was doing. You see, my memories will be touched by the beauty of all of it. The joy, the sadness, the exhilaration, and even the anxiety. And of course, with this pandemic layered over all of it, when we have had to find our way to yet a new medium for being together as a people. And I think we can be proud of having crossed these challenging thresholds together. And looking beyond this current crisis, we know that there will be more change, more challenge, and more struggle up ahead. Let's not be in denial about that. Our climate justice work has shown us the depth, the magnitude, and the daunting nature of the work that is before all of us who live on planet Earth. But I can say that I have great confidence that here at UU Amherst, we have begun the kind of perspective shifts that will make us the resilient, faithful friends of the interdependent web of life that we'll all need to be in the years ahead. Through all these changes, my formula for making it through difficult times hasn't really changed much, and maybe it's the same as yours, making memories out of connection and joy. Feeling all of the feelings, but choosing to move through the pain and loss in a fluid manner. Not discarding those memories, but in the words of Clarissa Pinkola Estes, choosing not to dwell there in the valley of loss and sadness. Reaching out to the world beyond ourselves, keeping our loved ones close, even if it has to be through a screen. Finding joy in what is still beautiful here on planet Earth, and living in the flowing peace of the present moment, not the fear of the future or the regret for what's past. All of it, this rich tapestry of the past 2 years, have brought us to this threshold that I stand upon today. And now it's time to say goodbye. It seems as though we were just getting started, but now I have to go. I hope that this congregation will continue to be the kind of generous, generative place that nurtures ministerial interns as they find their place in this faith of ours. I hope that you will continue to do the deep, soulful climate justice work that we did this year, and that the shoots and the tendrils we've planted will bear active and powerful fruits in the coming years. Fruits of community partnerships and projects and community planning. And I hope that you'll continue to bring your whole selves to this faith that we share. Your love, your care, your joy, your sadness, your hopes, and your fears. We need all of you to create that rich tapestry of beautiful memories and to continue to make history together.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got strength like the mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul.
The life of our religious community is fluid and ever-changing, with new lives, new visions, new ministries, and possibilities. 2 years ago, we welcomed our intern minister, Kristina Church, and we have been changed. Today, we begin to say farewell to Kristina, who has successfully completed her internship.
I thank the members and the friends of UU Amherst for the experiences I've had over the past 2 years. I thank you for your love, your witness, and your support. I was challenged, stretched, and my experiences gave me good tools with which to do ministry.
Kristina, we are grateful that you came to learn the practice of ministry among us. Growing into the compassionate and visionary minister we know you to be. Even though you'll no longer be with us, your influences will not leave us, and we look forward to continuing our climate justice work. Thank you. We bless you in going forward with professional ministry and look forward to, with great excitement, to taking part in your ordination later this year.
Thank you, Reverend Michelle. Thank you, Angela. And thank you to all of the staff and membership here at UU Amherst for granting me the freedom to create a ministry with you. I thank you all for your acceptance of my ministry among you. I celebrate the things that we were able to do together, and I also have sadness for the things we dreamed of that we were unable to achieve.
The members of Kristina's internship committee have been an important part of her 2 years among us, and we thank them for their service. Marie Evans is here with us as a representative of the committee, and the other members are Eric Grote, Barry Kent, Amy Malakowski, and Rosalind Suleiman. Thank you so much for mentoring Kristina into ministry. Will you trust that the work you did with her will serve her well in her ministries to come?
We do. We are glad to have been a part of this journey and proud of the minister we know Kristina to be. We believe that our faith will be blessed by her ministry in the years to come, and we now release her from her role as intern minister.
Lorraine Marcus is here as representative of the entire congregation. Do you, Lorraine, on behalf of the members and friends of the church, now release Kristina from her role as intern minister?
On behalf of the members and friends of UU Amherst, I release her.
Kristina, do you release the membership of UU Amherst from turning to you for ministry and guidance?
With a grateful heart, I do release them.
Will all of you now join me in blessing Kristina? Spirit of life and love, we have been moved by Kristina's presence and work.
We are grateful for her special gifts, which she will take with her and by which we have been changed.
We bless Kristina as she completes the journey of becoming a fully fellowshipped and ordained minister.
Spirit of life and love, we trust that whatever ministry she undertakes in the future will be done well with great love, compassion, and a heart open to learning from all that she does.
Kristina, Go with our blessings and love. Kristina, surrounded by our love and our hopes for your future in this wonderful faith we share, you are hereby released from your internship. Blessed be, and amen.
It is with deep gratitude for your ministry with us, Kristina, and our very, very best wishes for the future and all of the adventures that it will hold for you, that I present to you this little token of love and appreciation from the people of UU Amherst. I'll step away a little bit so you can open it.
Thank you. Let's see a card. It says, everyone's life has special moments that are meant to be celebrated. And this is one of those moments for you. Congratulations. And it's signed by all of you at UU Amherst. Thank you so much. Thank you, Michelle. Oh, I think I might know what this is. Oh, beautiful. Wow. It's a gorgeous stole, my very first stole. I see sun and clouds and mountains and rivers and little glaciers maybe. Thank you, it's beautiful. Can I
So
put it
I was
on
going to say,
now?
even though you're not ordained yet, we should see what it's going to look like.
Okay. This is just a trial run.
That's right. So this
it's
stole was
gorgeous.
custom made just for you
Oh,
because you are an Alaska girl.
yes.
I contacted Kit Wright of Kit's Karma, and she makes these amazing stoles, and so she custom made this one for you with all of the elements of Alaska.
Ah, I love it. Thank you so much. I will wear it with remembrance of all of you. Thank you. In closing, dear friends of UU Amherst, may I say this. May your life be so full that love like an ocean and joy like a fountain are ever yours. And when the pain like an arrow comes, may you find the strength of the mountain to bear and withstand it. Above all, friends, I wish you the endlessly flowing peace of the river, ever changing, ever moving, ever learning, and ever growing. Amen. Blessed be, and may it be so. It is the work shared with each other in covenant that has created and will continue to sustain this beloved community. So we extinguish this chalice, but its light will live on in the directions we have chosen today. The light of this faith lives on in us together, in our hearts, our minds, our bodies, and our spirits. Amen, and blessed be.
Travel light and travel easy, till I see you once again. Travel light and travel easy, and remember I'm your friend.
This is also the time when the holiday of Eid, the holiday marking the end of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan, is celebrated. So in that spirit, I wish you Eid Mubarak, as well as a blessed Memorial Day weekend. I'll leave you with a story from the writer Polly Burns. She says, "A friend recently taught me a beautiful Sufi practice. When changing activities, the practice is to put your hand on your heart, pause for a moment, and say, Bismillah, which means in the name of God. Anything can become a Bismillah moment. Friends, this is our Bismillah moment. So, in the name of all that is divine, I thank you from the deepest part of my heart for your welcoming, for your nurturing, for your teachings. I will miss you. And I believe that our paths will cross again. Meantime, go with grace, go with beauty, until we are together again.
If we were gathered together in our beloved chapel today, this would be the moment when the ushers would come forward with the offering baskets and we would take an offering. What is wrong with me?
Just go to
Just say it.
Intricately, intricately, intricately.